So this is what I want us to do today. I thought fine, we will go again and then just scribble some stuff, and after that we will just jump straight into the what? The program. Okay, so you know I like writing, so let's just continue with what we had. So since it's a Python note, I think I should actually not combine everything together. I think I should open a new one and dedicate it purely for our Java, right? So let's see. Uh, so I'll be calling up a new note now. I don't know why it is half screen. All right. Okay. Okay. So this, it refused to cover the entire screen. I don't know why it's like that. 1 minute. Then I have to use the, I'll be forced to use my Java Python note for now. And then after that, we will see. Okay. Yes. So it's called something. This lecture notes, I think it should be here. Fine. Okay. So we will continue with this because that one refuses to open. So here, let's continue. We have day 3 of 100. I hope you believe that is, sorry, not day 3 of 100, please. Day 3 of 22. Okay. Day 3 of 22. In case if you've missed out something, please feel free to see the previous videos. Okay. Now, what are we going to do today? You have seen the outline, right? So I'm going to touch on some certain concepts briefly. You remember most times when we treated data types, right? So I just want to review these data types briefly. Review data types. Okay. Now, you know the reason why we want to review this. Remember, Java is strongly typed, right? So you have to declare the type of variable it is before you use it. Unlike Python, which you can actually run dynamically and it should determine what the type is at runtime, right? So in this case, let's say you have a type, okay, and then you have you can have the size and the range. So I want you to populate this. I'm only going to give you some hints and then you populate this. So the size, what is the size and what will be the range? Okay. So this is a common interview question. Let's see, because if you want, instead of you to use double, you are using float. So if I ask you this honest question, do you know the difference between double and float? Do you know? You know, because you have lots of computation at your disposal, so you keep using them anytime you feel like, right? I also do that, so I have been there. Hence, the commonest ones which you know is one is the first one we call Boolean, right? So what's the size of Boolean? Anybody? So what I want you to do, please, think that this is a classroom. Don't think that you are watching a YouTube video, okay? Take it as a classroom because it was based on your request that I'm doing this. So please don't just ignore this class. Like I said, if at the end of today the count did not increase, I will just abandon this class and focus on my Python class. Fine. So what is the size, guys? The size is 1 bit. Okay. So what's the range now of Boolean? Do you know? From what to what? Unavailable. We don't know actually. If you know, fine, you let me know. Unavailable. Or we say not available. Fine. Okay. So we are done with Boolean. Now, you remember after Boolean, you have your what? Byte. And I'm going in that order, like from the least to the most. Okay, I mean from the smallest to the biggest. So if it is byte, B-Y-T-E, okay? So byte is what? Contains how many bits? 8 bits. Everybody knows that, right? So what is the range of values? Minus 1 to 8. To what? Is it plus 1 to 8? Why is it stopping at 1 to 7? Because if you count from here to here, it's going to give you 255. Is it 255? Yes. So including 0. Fine. I mean the range. Now after this you have your character char. Okay. So what is the size? It's 16 bits. So you can see, okay, you might say it's doubling, but we will understand whether it's doubling or not. Okay. 16 bits, and what's the range actually? Character. So remember, at the end of every empty string is a null character, right? So this you have 0, 0, 0, 0 to what? This null again, then what? Is a character, right? To F, 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 F. So can you say this is from 0 to 15 actually? Okay, we don't know, right? So if you're thinking of hexadecimal, you can say F is 16, not 15. 16, that's what I wanted to say. Now, after that, you have your what? Double. Okay. Now, you have your double, I think, and then after double is your float. And then, okay, in double you have, what's the size? 64 bits, is it? Oh, sorry, I missed out integer. Sorry, guys, I missed out integer. Before this, we have integer, okay? So 64 bits. Now the range is funny. Okay, you have to Google this. It is something like, I think, plus or minus something in that range. 4.9. Okay, times 10 raised power minus 234 or 220. I don't know. Okay, or 324 to something. Okay, just Google this. Okay, it's a very large number. But one thing that interests me is my floating point, which is 32 bits. So if you see double and float, which one is bigger now? Double is larger than float. Okay, unless you need that. Okay, you should only know which to use, right? So float is 32 bits, double is 64 bits. All right, and then float, I think I should remember this. So float is again, I think, plus or minus 1.4, I remember 1.4 something exponentiation of what, minus 45 to what, plus or minus 3.4 something exponentiation of what, e of what, 38, not minus 38. Fine. Now, in between, you must have come across integers, right? And long int, even signed int and unsigned int, right? Fine. So let's say we have another one, not let's say, we have another one called what? So quickly. Remember, I said I'm not going to keep you beyond 30 minutes, so I will not explain most of them. I'll just explain very few and then we are done, okay? So far this is fine, right? Okay. Now, if you remember your int, I just want to write them here. So you populate the table. Int, this is your assignment, then long, and what? Short. Now, have you used short? I'm going to ask you this question. Have you used short and when? You see? So for me, I'm okay with int. Even I barely use long. I'm just asking you practically, have you even used long? Hence, int, I know for sure it is what, 32 bits. Okay? Fine. And then bits, and then it ranges from minus 2 something, minus 2 1 4 some blah blah blah. Okay, 2 again 2 1 4 blah blah blah. Okay, actually this is, I think, raised to power maybe 2.14 times 6 by, I think, 8 or something. Okay, so you should find this out and populate it. So why did I tell you this now? Because in the concept of variables, okay, you should know what type it is, right? And I believe this makes sense as a refresher course. Fine. Now, having said that, there is something that interests us so much, okay, which is what exactly? Operators. Okay, so and I'm going to explain operators quickly with examples. So one thing you should remember is, before you answer operator, you should ask, what is an operation? What is an operation? So operation is an English word. I don't know whether it's a noun or a verb. I don't know. Don't ask me. So what is an operation? Operation is what? Operator plus operand, right? I don't know, equals operation. So let's take an example, right? So what is an operation? Okay, so this operation can be a kind of, let's say, an expression. Are you with me? So this operation can be an expression, okay, or an equation. Let's use an equation in which I have A plus B equals C. Fine. For instance, 3 plus 2 equals 5. So this is called what? Arithmetic is an example of arithmetic operation. Got it? Fine. So if it's an arithmetic operation, meaning summation, we did, right? So if it is summation, we use sigma, okay, for short. That means that these two guys now, right, they were operated on now, right? So this is my operator. Which is my operator? This guy plus is an operator. They were operated on. So these two are what? Operands, right? If I'm wrong, correct me, okay? Operands. Okay, operands. Now, the result is the whole thing is your what? Operation. Fine. Now, if that holds true, what are the commonest types of operators with examples? So you have operators with examples, because we look into operator precedence. Operators with examples. So if you look at this, okay, you will remember that we have seen arithmetic operator. That means the commonest one we encounter is ARL as URL. Arithmetic, relational, and what? Logical. Okay. Now, and this is actually the order. Like if he encounters this, okay, in a sequence, he has to do arithmetic operator because of your word mass. Then it has to do relational operator, and then before it goes to logical operator. But you can actually use braces to enforce the operator precedence. No problem. So let's look at this guy now. Okay, arithmetic operator. I'm not teaching you about maths, don't get confused. So in this arithmetic operator, what are we looking at? Easy. Example, addition. Quickly. After addition, subtraction. Then, not in that order, okay. Division, multiplication. Sorry, you can say multiplication, division. What am I doing? Multiplication is star, okay. Please don't get confused. Star is multiplication. Okay, now then next you can have your modulus, right? Sorry, modulus. That is your percentage, and you see modulus is the same thing as also is the same symbol in what? Tell quickly in your Python. Now, one thing I want to ask you: do you think that these are actually arithmetic operators? This versus that. Do you think that they are arithmetic operators? So when you have double plus and doubles minus, what does that mean actually? This double plus says it is what? Increment operator. Increment, meaning increase it. Everybody, if you work in the corporate, you understand. You need a hike, you need an increment. So this is your what? Decrement, right? So you reduce it. It's not that you're performing subtraction twice, okay? So we look at this with typical examples. So after arithmetic is done, let's now segment this guy out and then look at what? Relational, okay? And I'm going to demo this with an example quickly. So you have your relational. So relational, can you give example? Relational operators. Quickly, can you give examples? So why I want you to be doing this is let it be like a refresher course, okay? Before even I write that, you should try to think what it is, okay? So if I write this, is this a relational operator? And don't forget, there is a special type of operator called as an assignment operator. It's the same thing in Java and the same in Python, okay? Assignment operator. So what's the symbol? You know the simple equality sign, okay? This single equal sign, okay? Now, if this is an assignment operator, then when I come to relational operator, what do I have? It should be double equal, okay? Fine. And then I have not equal, okay? So somebody said if this is double equal, not equal should be this with that. No, it is just this much with negation, okay? Not equal. And you have your what? Less than sign, you have your greater than sign. You can actually club them together, right? Fine, okay? Now, apart from these, can you give me other relational operators which you know quickly? Okay, so this will be, I want you to think and do this. And remember, I kind of am emphasizing on you making notes. Fine. And the last one for now, before we get into the program, is your logical operators. Fine. So your logical operators are, I mean, again, don't confuse them with bitwise operator. We'll come to that, okay? So you have your AND, you have your, what do you call this? When you see these carats, actually, carat symbol, they call it carat, I think it's K-R-A-T or C-R-A-T, I don't know, carat symbol, okay? This actually indicates it is what? Exclusive OR, okay? XOR, fine. And how about when you have this now? This single is called pipe symbol, right? Pipe. Pipe symbol. I think this is because we're going to have two of them. So this is single pipes, single pipe symbol. Okay, what I wanted to write is single pipe symbol. You got my point? Yeah. So this is for your OR. Fine. Now, when you have pipe, double pipe symbol, okay? So this is your what now? If that is your OR, what is this? Okay, we remember yesterday we did the concept of short circuit operator. Do you remember? Okay, short circuit OR, not operator, OR. Okay, is an operator, obviously. Why am I saying it's not an operator? Now, if this is your AND, so when you have double AND, actually double ampersand, what is it actually? Again, your short circuit AND. Fine. And finally, I think which one you have your NOT operator, right? Which is your NOT. Fine. Okay, so since we know most of these things now, so you might be asking, okay, where did we demo that? Okay, how can I actually demo that? So before I demo that, remember the concept of assignment operator. Okay, so and I want to use what we call shorthand operator to illustrate assignment operator. Okay. Assignment operator, simply assigning a value to a variable, right? So the concept here is using shorthand operator, kind of shorthand assignment. Okay, so let's do something quickly. Okay, let's say we have variables. We have A equal 10, okay, B equal 10, and C equal 10. Actually, let's say 3 students, they got the same marks. How can I write this using shorthand operator? Do you have an idea? By the way, don't forget, this is Java, so you have to declare the type, okay? Otherwise, it will tell you through an error. So the type of integer is an integer. So can I shorten this? Obviously. So what I will do, I will say what? Int. Okay. Now, first thing, if you have declared this int, so before you can do this, you can say int a, comma b, comma c, first thing. Then you can now say a is equal to b is equal to c, which is equal to what? Tell 10. Right? Semicolon. So you now have ended up assigning what? These variables using this. This is shortened. This is not the shorthand anyway, what I meant, but the shorthand I meant was, say I want to perform addition on this. So let's add this now. So I will say c is equal to, let's say c is empty. Okay, first thing. Okay, c is maybe 10. Okay, fine. What will be the new value of c when I perform c equal a plus b? Right? Okay, so what would be the new value of what? B, sorry, I want to say, okay, what would be the new value of A? Please listen. What will be the new value of A when I say A is equal to A plus B? Quickly, A is 10, so new value of A becomes, updated value of A becomes what? 20, right? So I say 10 plus 10, it will be assigned to this new value of A, which is now what? 20. Now, this is a longer way of writing it. Can I shorten this? Okay, look at that versus this. Which one versus this? So what am I going to write here now? I'm going to say this is what? A plus equal B. Okay, so this is the concept of the shorthand operator. Okay, shorthand assignment operator. I hope you got the point. And most times you'll be seeing like maybe like x plus equal y. Then you'll be thinking, why? This is certain as what? X is equal to x plus y. Got it? Fine. All right. So, sir, you said 10 minutes and then you are almost extending. So the remaining, I want to kind of explain it with an example. Okay, but before I explain that, I want you to remember that is when you deal with types, you are actually going to run into what? Loss of precision. Look at these types. So, example, if I have a value which is of double, and I want to kind of use it to float, what am I doing? Am I actually demoting it, right? Okay, you may not understand. I'm going to give you an example. So that's why you need to understand the concept of type conversion. What? Type conversion in Java. So that is just like moving from one type to another, right? Moving from one type to another. Moving from one type to another. So when you move from a smaller type to a bigger type, it's called what? Promotion. So let's say smaller to bigger. Okay, bigger. This is called what? Promotion. Fine. Now, if you do the reverse, so you move from bigger to what? Smaller. This is called what? Smaller promotion. This is called demotion. Okay. Now you might say, sir, okay, we don't know what is called, but don't worry. Example. Go back and tell me now what we mean by promotion and demotion here. So if and please remember, when you are moving from smaller to bigger, okay, by default, say I have int a equal 10. Okay, a equal 10, and then maybe like I'll say, and then please here I say float b equal 12.0. Now I'll say what do you now? I will say I'll say c is equal to a into b. So what do you think will happen? What type will this guy get? So if I say, I don't need to actually typecast it, right? Because this is bigger. So automatically it will be promoted. Okay. But in case if it gives an error, okay, what you have to do, you have to just say float c, okay, or you convert it, you explicitly cast this. So I'm going to show this with an example, okay. So I want to stop talking now because I have 6 more minutes to prove that I can keep to time. Fine. Enough of talking, let's go to the demo session. Fine. So window D, and let's go here and demo this. Now, please look here, guys. Please look here. So this is what we planned for today. Okay. So the first one is the arithmetic operator with an example. As you can see, I have done your integer division. I have done your modulus operator. I have done with float also. So call it integer result, integer remainder. Obviously, what would this give when you divide 10 by 3? What will be the remainder? 1. Okay. So if you divide this by this, you're going to get 3.333 something. Okay. Then you divide this by this. Okay. What will be the remainder? Okay. You got the point? So when you perform this type of operations on integer and on float, what do you think will happen? Will there be loss of precision or something. So integer results versus that, okay, things like that. So let's run this quickly. So I'm going to call up my command prompt now. So it's already looking at me here. Now, one of the things you should remember is we need to migrate to this directory, right? C:users Victor, something like that, desktop / that. So remember it is inside here, okay? So this is it. You just copy this. For you, you have to locate your directory. Fine. Now, please listen. When we start advanced Java class, we will be using different IDEs, okay? Preferably Eclipse, okay? Because that's what is, many of you are conversant with. So don't worry about that. We will not be repeating all this boring thing. So what is the file name? Quickly, the file name is called what? day3_p1.java. In case you don't know, right? What you should do is just type dir and you see all the files there. day3_p1.class. Okay, I have compiled it actually. day3_p1.java. And don't forget, the file name should be the same as your class name by default. Otherwise, you have to compile with file name and then run with class name.java. Sorry, class name. Fine. Now, so I'm going to do this now. I'll say Java C. Fine. What is it called? Day3. Okay, _p1 dot what? Java. Fine. Now this is done. Okay, this is done. Let's look here. This is done. Then what I will do, I'll say Java. Okay, day3 _p1 dot Java. Fine. Sorry, Java day3 _p1 no dot Java. Fine. And you can see here. Okay, so when you do this, the remainder is 1. Okay, this is the result and this is 1 because it was of type int. This is of type what? Float. Fine. The remainder is 1.0. Got that? Fine. The second one is similar to that. So the second one says I want to compare relational operators. So take some integer variables. So say this is 10 and that is 11. Is I equal to 11? Sorry, is 10 equal to 11? Is 10 equal to 11? No, right? So you bring to what? Not equal. #10. Fine. Easy. So it's called what? day2_p2.java. Sorry, day3_p2.java. Quickly. Java C. Okay. day3_p2.java. Fine. Done? Okay. Now it's done. Please don't get confused with all these guys. Okay. Rather you clear the screen. Fine. Okay. Now I will now say Java day2. Fine. So Java day3_p2. Fine. Okay, and then you see it's not equal. Fine. Okay, next. Let's say you have these expressions and promotion rules. Okay, please look here. Int and byte and int, which one is bigger? Int is bigger, so it gets promoted by default. So whenever you are moving from, please listen, you are moving from lower to the upper, okay, as you can see in this. Okay, so int is smaller. Sorry, int is larger than byte, right? So this is int position here, and this one is your byte position. Fine. So moving from this to that, obviously you don't need what? Casting. Fine. So no casting required because it is automatically promoted. However, please look here. You reassign B to be maybe 10. Okay, why would I reassign it? I can actually make it to be 11 now. Fine. And then I want to perform this now. Okay, so I want the type to be of byte, so I need to convert this now to byte. So here you need the cast. I hope this makes sense. So I'll save this. It's day3p3.java. Go here, same thing. Okay, Java C. Fine. This is p3.java. Done. Oh, sorry, p3.java. Fine. So next I will just run it. I'll say Java p3. Fine. Java day3p3. Done. Okay. Now you see that. Okay. Initially it was 100 because it's 10 into 10, and next it becomes what? 121. Okay. Done. All right. So the last one for the day. Okay. Usually this is very important, and I want us to pay close attention to this. I'm not going to explain it, but I'll just explain it here only hands-on. Now, we normally accept inputs from the user. So I don't want to do this exception handling for now, but I will just tell you. So you normally tell the user to enter some stuff. Okay, so you use what? Say you want to accept a user input, right? Now you see here we did not import any special class. Did you see here? Because if you remember yesterday, okay, we'll be using what do you call it? We'll be using what? .read, okay, system.in.read. Now this is a funny way to read these inputs, okay? But in the subsequent class, we will look at the concepts of your scanner class and your buffered reader. You got the point? So for now, please, for now, we did not import any special thing. Like I remember in the class, one of you also wrote that you have to import java.at.star or .scanner, no problem. But now, can you actually do this, okay, without importing library functions? So you can actually use this, okay, but make sure you handle the exception, because what if this person enters a string instead of a character? Okay, so let's demo this now. So what this program will do is prompt the user to enter a character, okay, and then you print it back to them. Your character is, okay, enter a key, actually enter a character is what I wanted to type, a cap, okay. So the car, what you entered something, okay. So you entered something, okay, like that. You just print that you entered, okay, blah blah blah, okay, something. So save this and then run this. Fine. Okay. Control S. Fine. Go back there. It is called day3p4.java. Fine. Open this quickly. So it's called Java C day3p4.java. Fine. Change it to p4.java. Okay. Now, so yes, it says cannot find symbol IO exception. Okay. So public static, yes. Okay. So the thing here is I need to import this, right? So where is he presenting? Do you remember where this here is presenting? Okay, so usually I said you have to do this, right? But I need to handle this exception. It says throws IO exception. Okay, for now I said I don't want to teach you this for now, because we might actually handle this later. So you can just do this for now, okay, and just run this directly. Okay, ensure all the strings are, all the braces are closed, and then just run this back. Okay, fine. Okay, so yes, dot system dot in dot read. Okay, yes. Okay, so usually I thought of, okay, by passing this, okay, without using your inbuilt function, but anyway, that did not happen. So in the subsequent class we have to continue with what? Buffered reader class and your string reader class. Okay, and then you have to actually import these class special classes, otherwise yes, we end up not getting what I wanted to demo. So I want to just summarize today's class. What exactly did we try doing in 30 minutes? So if we get back to how we started, okay, so we kind of looked at operators. Okay, we kind of look at operators. Actually I didn't want to go beyond 30 minutes, so I didn't introduce the context of stream and what scanner class, because we have to use stream class, okay, and then we use buffered reader and then the scanner class. So we did not touch that. We looked at operators with examples, check. We looked at assignment operator versus shorthand operator, check. Some demo expressions on this, check. And this we will continue tomorrow, okay, because I've overshot this by 1 minute. All right, so guys, what I want you to do on this note is, please, can somebody suggest topics which you feel like you are lagging behind? I will only focus on that, okay, instead of me just, teaching something which I felt that you might be interested in. Okay, so do that tomorrow. If I don't get anything tomorrow, then I will discontinue this class and focus on the Python class. Thank you so much, guys, and I will meet you in